All right. So, good morning, everyone. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another live stream here with BPME. I hope everyone can see me. I hope everyone can hear me. No one seems to have checked in as yet. So I will give it a few minutes. And I will start here by going, hi, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to another live stream. 30 minutes classroom. Okay. Okay, let's see if I can see what's going on. Okay. All right. Well, I'll give it a couple of minutes for someone else to join us. Hi, everyone. Alicia here, and in this session, I am going to be talking a little bit about a topic that we started last week, and that topic was the OET Writing. And we're going to be looking at two questions that tend to drive me nuts, two questions that tend to misdirect students, I think, anyway. And I noticed that my students, they perform a lot better when I get them out of this habit of this culture of thinking, how to think about the writing paper. So what I'm going to do today is I am going to focus on the writing. I have a very short PowerPoint presentation that is going to kind of help visualize what is going on with the thinking and why it kind of misdirects you. Okay, so on that note, if you do join me, feel free to say hi. As soon as you come in, just let me know where you are joining from. We had a little boo-boo with the link to the live stream. It was changed at the last minute. So I'm hoping that people who wanted to watch it, we republished it on Instagram and on Facebook a couple of hours ago, telling people that after all, this is the new link. So hoping that people pick up the link and that they can join and they can participate. All right, well, while we're waiting for more people to join, anyhow, I know that I've noticed that from the other live streams, maybe Saturday morning is a bit inconvenient for people, and they do pop on afterwards and replay the live stream, which is good, which is fine. Feel free to do that, and feel free to send me any messages, any emails through the website or directly. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I am going to screen share my little presentation to kind of help you to visualize exactly what I'm talking about. These are two issues that, what I'll do afterwards is I'll retitle the live stream so you know what I am talking about. So give me 1 second here, and I will screen share, and then you'll see weird things on my screen. Oops. So give me 1 second here while I sort myself out. Good. And let's start the screen sharing process, shall we? Yes. So we're actually going to screen share this main screen here. And then there you go. So today's is called 2 questions candidate ask. Oops, sorry. Oops, let me just do it. Yeah. I know that's the thing about live TV, isn't it? Live streaming, you see all the bloopers and errors as well. Never mind. Yeah. So today we're going to be talking about 2 questions that candidates ask that sabotage your letter even before you start. Sabotage is a strong word, but I do mean it sabotages your letter even before you start. Okay, so we all know the usual trope, and that is help, how do I start my letter? Okay, everybody panics about how to start their letter. And of course, you know, the best advice you get is to go straight down and you look at the task first once your 5 minutes starts, okay? Because that is going to give you a quick snapshot of what you are writing about, who you're writing to, and kind of an idea of why you're writing. The only thing is that sometimes there's quite a bit of information in the writing task, and sometimes there's actually not much. Like here is an example using the information, and these are OET official case notes. Using the information in the case notes, write a letter to the community health nurse, Springton, blah, 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 where Mr. Fox will be transferred for follow-up care, okay? So we know this person is being transferred for follow-up care, but let's be honest here, we still don't know what's going on. We still don't, okay? But yes, the first step is to read that kind of section of your case notes and figure out what's going on. And then the second thing that people do, they have this light bulb moment, looking like Noah here, where they go, oh, transferred for follow-up. So it's a transfer letter. And the minute you see that, your brain is out the gate. I am writing to transfer this patient. And you feel, oh, secure. At least I now know what I'm doing. I am transferring this patient. But here's the thing about that. I'm writing to transfer this patient, then what? And this is my issue with people fixating on certain practices when they start writing their letter. So now we're going to get into those 2 questions I said that candidates love to ask. It gives them the sense of security. But actually, are these 2 questions really as helpful as you think they are? And maybe if you rip those questions away, as insecure as it feels you, as it makes you feel, it can actually free you up to write a better letter and get a better grade. And I'll show you why now. So first sabotage question is this. Is it a transfer letter, discharge letter, or referral letter? And everyone loves to ask this question. And for the life of me, I can tell you it is one of the things that I get out of my students' heads as soon as they start with me. Because why? Why does it sabotage you? Why does it sabotage your letter even before you start? And there are 3 reasons. 1, that idea of a transfer letter, discharge letter, or referral letter, it only gives the first part of the first line of the first sentence of your letter. That's it. Then what? You still have no idea where you're going with this information. None, zero, zilch. Okay? Point 2, and I'll go on to show you further points, examples, explaining these points further. Reason number 2, this sabotages you, is this. The examiners, they don't need, want, or look for you to write the exact words discharge, transfer, or refer in your opening. And when I show you the examples, you'll see why those words actually do not matter. The exact words, I mean, okay? As a matter of fact, reason 3, these exact words do not get you, sorry, I'll correct that. Actually, let me correct it now, since this will be published. Good. I'll put it back up again. This is what happens when I type fast. My brain goes faster than my fingers. Yeah, so writing these exact words. Actually, it was right before. Are you kidding me, Alicia? Listen, if you're watching this video after the fact, don't laugh at me, okay? It was right before. Writing does. Okay, so I'm going to put it back. Haha. Welcome to grammar. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so writing these exact words does not get you any marks. So if you think, okay, I'm writing to discharge this patient, I'm writing to transfer this patient, I'm writing to refer this patient. If you think that that is going to get you, 1 mark from the examiner, it doesn't. Okay? That's not what gets you marks. Content of your letter is what gets you marks. Okay? So now let's look at a little breakdown of these 3 points. So let's look at the first one. Reason number 1, it sabotages you is because, as I said, it only gives the first part of the first line of the first sentence only. And then what? You still have no idea where you're going. And here's an example. Dear community nurse, I am writing to transfer this patient to you who has hypertension and injury on the right arm. Now, even if you did get a mark for saying transfer, I'm writing to transfer this patient to you who has hypertension and injury on the right arm. The grammar here, rather than gain you a mark, you've already lost a mark for your grammar. Okay? I'm writing to transfer this patient who has hypertension and right arm injury to you. Okay, because if you say I'm writing to transfer this patient to you who has hypertension, it actually sounds as if the reader has the hypertension and the injury. Okay, so that's one grammar point. And then the second grammar point is injury to the right arm. Okay. Reason number 2, the examiners don't need, want, or look for you to write the exact words discharge, transfer, or refer in your opening. And this actually ties in with point 3, writing these exact words does not get you any marks. Content is what gets you marks. And here we see an example. Now, this is an example I have written, and it doesn't use any of those words, but the function, the understanding is there. Dear community nurse, this patient has undergone repair of tendons in his right hand. He is moving to your community and requires further attention at your facility. I haven't said the word transfer. I have not said the word transfer, but the function and the understanding is there. And this sentence, grammatically correct, gives information and the understanding that this person is being transferred to the reader's care is there. So no, you do not have to write the words discharge, transfer, and refer. And as a matter of fact, depending on those words gives you this false sense of security. when you should be thinking, okay, beyond that, exactly what is going on in this patient's story, exactly what will the reader be doing. Okay. So sabotage question number 2 now is, what template do I use to write my letter? Now, this is not just me saying this. OET actually discourages people from using templates. But I noticed that candidates, they love to ask for a template. What's a template for a discharge letter? What's a template for a referral letter? What's a template for a discharge summary or whatever? Templates are one of the biggest sabotages that you can give yourself, that you can do to yourself, okay? Reason number 1 is because there's no one way to write a good letter. It is about how you write. And the sample letter that you get, there are examples, they're not templates, okay? Yes, there's a general format, a general kind of information that you put in your letter. There's a logic to organizing the information. But please, if there's one thing I beg you to get away from, is this fixed idea of templates. Please, please, please. Okay, I get my students away from templates, and it's almost like they get stronger. Because once they do not have that crutch of that support of a template, then their minds start thinking. And once their minds start thinking critically, then actually, instead of them finding that their letter is harder to write, they actually find it's easier and quicker, because they're not fighting to fit things into a specific mode. Instead, they're flowing with what makes sense. Okay. Reason number 2, this is a huge sabotage, this template idea, is that yes, there are certain kinds, broad categories, certain calls, general calls to action that you want your reader to do. Take over care, give an opinion, understand what's going on with this patient. Okay. However, how can I say it? The exact details of even 2 transfer letters will always be different. No 2 case notes are ever the same, okay? And when you focus on the template, you are not looking at those minor details, at the minor detail that is important in one kind of letter, but not in another. And as I go on, I'll show you examples of why you could be focusing on the wrong thing. And the third reason why it's a sabotage is that examiners are not stupid, okay? They know when you're writing by rote. They know when you're writing by a template. They know, okay? What they're actually looking for is flexibility in your writing. That's what's going to score you marks, not these same trotted out sentences, blump, 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 that they can take from this letter and put into that letter exactly. So for example, your letter ends with, should you have any further questions, do not hesitate to contact me. If your letter is otherwise not good, that sentence is not going to score you any extra marks. It isn't. Because that is a rote sentence that doesn't tell the examiner anything about your ability to actually understand and use English flexibly. Okay? So let's look at an example here of sabotage question number 2. Oops, I think yeah. So let's look at an example of sabotage question number 1. Is it a transfer letter, discharge letter, or referral letter? OET. What is going on? Oh, right, we did this one already. Sorry, you see, this is live TV. It's number 2. There we go. Okay, so let's look at an example of reason number 1, that there's no one way to write a good letter. Now you've written your introduction, so we're moving on here now to paragraph 2. And here I have two completely different paragraph twos. Paragraph 2 here. Mr. Fox currently requires attention to his surgical wound and repeated counseling on the importance of compliance with AIDS. Now, this is one I took from a student, okay? And it's supposed to be important, but I left it. Don't worry about it. And then there's another one here. And this second one I wrote, Mr. Fox severely injured his hand on the 17th of January when he dropped a chainsaw on it. When seen here, he had. Now here, this person started at the end. Here, I started at the beginning. But guess what? Both of them, depending on what comes afterwards, are perfectly good ways to start paragraph 2. But it depends on what comes afterwards, how logically the information flows, okay? Reason number 2, no two case notes are exactly alike, or in this case, no two tasks are exactly alike. So we have a case note here of a 23-year-old with severe gastritis, GERD, and anxiety attacks. Task 1, you're writing to the gastroenterologist to ask for investigation and treatment of GI problems. And in the second one, you're writing to a psychologist asking for assistance with anxiety management. Okay. Now, clearly, these are the same set of case notes. Okay. But these two tasks, what you focus on is going to be entirely different. So if you have this set template in your head, you're going to start off, okay, let's take the psychologist. For the psychologist, you're going to be going into great detail about, the findings for the gastritis and the GERD, and maybe investigations that were done for the GERD and stomach acidity and which isn't important for the psychologist. For the psychologist, that needs to be very brief. And you focus more on the triggers for the anxiety, how they're adapting, their social circumstances. Whereas with the gastroenterologist, you might be focusing more on the clinical. Yes, you mention other things that contribute, but you focus more on the clinical, okay? So this is another reason why templates can lead you down the wrong path. They really can. And last of all, examiners want to see flexibility in your writing, and they know when you're writing by rote, as I said. So here, once again, going back to that example of those two different kinds of, paragraph 2. This one starting at the end, where what the patient needs now, and then going back. And the second one starting at the beginning and then moving forward. Again, well, of course, the examiner is only going to see one example from you, not two, but you understand what I mean. An examiner looking at these kinds of sentences, they're not going to say, okay, these are rote sentences. They're not. These people, these two writers, obviously have their own style, their own approach, minor errors here, but still, okay? Perfectly acceptable, logical way of writing, okay? So if your focus should not be on these two sabotage questions, then like, is there a template, and am I writing a referral letter, a transfer letter, or a discharge letter? Where should it be? And here's a tip. Focus on the reader. Okay. And in teaching and in our online course and in our video tutorials and in my classroom teaching, this is where I start students. This is where I guide students. And this is where students realize, oh, actually, if I shift my thinking, not only do I get started with my letter quicker, but I can keep it going quicker. And actually, it makes the letter writing process so much easier because I've given myself more flexibility. I'm not trying to cram everything into this tight package. And it works. In case you're wondering, ooh, does it work? Yeah, it does. It does. Okay. Right. So that's it for me today. in my 30-minute classroom. So I will stop sharing now. Oops, there we go. And yeah, I hope everyone is able to, oops, there we go. So I hope anyone watching this, hi guys, welcome. I hope that you, yeah, oops. Yeah, I hope that you get a little value out of this. If you have any questions, you can always visit our website, proMedicalEnglish.com, or you can send me an email directly, proMedicalEnglish@gmail.com, or my emails are on the website. Contact me, yeah, and we will talk. Okay, so that's it for me this morning. Take care, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.